Man, that took a long time of that thing spinning around, but we're finally live. At least I think we are. I assume we are because I trust my computer. I trust YouTube. I trust StreamYard. And I trust the gentleman who is here with me today, Raging Rhino. First time on the channel. How are you doing, buddy?
Yeah, good, thanks. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm glad you can make it. I'm sure you guys have seen Raging Rhino around. He also does a show, Saturday Nights American, with Lost Jedi and the Geek Blend, the Raging Lost Jedi show. And there's an alarm telling him, "Oh, I better be up. I better be up so I can come on the stream."
That was my my reminder.
Here we go. And we have another person joining us too who just popped in. You know him, you love him. He may have some controversial takes about the Clone Wars, evidently. Stieg Kenobi. How are you doing, Stieg?
Hi, I'm quite well. Yeah, that comment blew up, didn't it?
It did.
Yeah, I got the Filoni fanboys after me and SJWs at the same time. So that was an eventful few days.
It's interesting where the sides end up playing out on the Clone Wars thing. And I did my review, and like I said, I think it's a very well-made episode, and there's a lot of love and dedication put into it. And if you love the Clone Wars, you will love these episodes.
Yep. Fun thing though, I never even said that I disliked the episode. I just pointed out, something near the end. I actually liked the episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I thought it was very good.
You posted the beam that should have been cut, right, Stig? That was,
the
photo of that.
Yeah, it was just a spur of the moment thing too, because I was watching it and I was like, well, why don't you just cut the beam, right? So I just took a screenshot and posted it and didn't hashtag it, didn't tag anyone.
And they'll come for you.
Oh, did they ever?
Yeah, that shitty Star Wars takes page that exploded. It was pretty funny. It was pretty funny, just for pointing out something simple, but you never know what's going to happen on this side of the internet. So we got a couple people already in the chat. Let's say hi to people as everyone rolls in. Guys, please do smash that like button, share this stream out there. Let everybody know that we are live. We've got GZ in the house. You already said your piece on the episode, which was amazing. I agree with Jeremy. It was awesome. Well, that's good. I'm going to talk more about it. Josue Villegas here. Becky's here with all those the fuck baby Yoda emotes, the screaming Ryan emotes. Hell yeah. Thank you, Becky. And again, we do now have memberships on the channel, guys. So if you want to be able to use those cool emotes and have your name highlighted in green with that RK Outpost by you, go ahead and check out that join button that is down somewhere around the like, subscribe, all that stuff. So thank you for being here, Becky. Appreciate you. As the Universe Fades, good thumbnail. Thank you. That is not so. I will be honest with that thumbnail. I actually want to share that with people because it's a funny story. Let's see if I can find it because I felt kind of bad. I'll be honest. I felt kind of bad about it. So I consulted some people and they convinced me to change it. So this thumbnail, this isn't actually Harvey Weinstein next to her. It's actually her wife. But I thought that might have been a little like I was making fun of her or something. I didn't want to do that. So instead we just put Harvey Weinstein in there. And it seems to fit just right.
It does. It works perfectly. Hey, Becky.
Yeah. It does seem to work perfectly, which is interesting. But I thought that was funny. I didn't feel a reason to bring her wife into it or whatever. So Joe Voss is here. The first of the new. This is where the fun begins. I think so. Proven 22's in the chat. So Kathleen Kennedy's above Bob Iger. I didn't know Bob got demoted. Sucks for him. Well, I think he's upset maybe. That's what we've heard at least.
This whole story is crazy about the fact that the two Bobs are now livid. They're having all these meetings. I watched, I finally got a chance to watch Midnight's Edge's video on it. And man, Kathleen Kennedy, she's a fucking snake, isn't she?
Yeah, if all that's true, and it's all kind of speculation at this point, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about on the stream is, where this leak really came from about this female-centric Star Wars movie, because it seems it didn't come from Disney, or they weren't expecting it at least. So we will definitely talk about that. A lot of people giving their take on the Darth Maul Ahsoka fight in chat. We've got James Brad, Neon Sci-Fi, Becky saying Maul had a good story in the EU. Hell yeah, he did.
Oh, yes.
Let's see. They did have an entire arc involving Cad Bane mentoring Boba that they swept out of the way, as well as one about, Obi-Wan and Anakin and how we could have, learned a little bit more about them in the lead up to Revenge of the Sith, all of that stuff. But, let's have the two girls with Ahsoka. Biggles Metz is here. Ryan, hurry up. I came here on time. I just want to drool over my new upgrades in my PC. Well, Biggles, I'm here. A little bit late because we were getting things going, but I am here. And Biggles with the $2 super chat says, never fear, your hype man is here. So thank you, Biggles. Appreciate you being here, man. Appreciate you. And throwing all that stuff in chat, all the emotes, as well as Larry. What's up, Larry? Good to see you here, too. Mumble Burke is here. So many people. Let me catch back up here. Another super chat from Riff Maggles, Australian $5. Hail, Ryan. Keep the irreverence going. Respect. The McClunky will be with you always. Well, thank you, Riff. Appreciate that, buddy. I appreciate that. Appreciate you. Thank you for the super chat and for being a patron and all that good stuff. So I guess since we have people rolling in, Raging Rhino, for anybody that doesn't know who you are, why don't you introduce yourself a little bit and tell them what you're all about?
Well, first of all, Stig, hey, how you going? Good to finally talk to you, by the way.
Likewise.
I'm Raging Rhino. Started a channel, about 4 or 5 months ago. I pretty much only cover Star Wars at the moment. I've been wanting to do some other stuff, but of course with the beer bug and everything that we've had going on, it's been really hard to try and find things to talk about and things to do. So yeah, I've got my own little channel. You can catch me there at Raging Rhino or on Twitter at Rhino Raging. And yeah, come check me out. Watch a few of my videos. Please like them, share them, all that good stuff. Yeah, that's who I am.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Awesome. And I'm going to put your link in chat in just a second here. Yeah, you're at 200 subscribers now. Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got there last night.
Awesome.
Thanks to our show that we got going, which is good. Raging Geek Jedi Show.
All right. And I just put Raging Rhino's link in the chat too. So if you guys are not already subscribed, you definitely should do so. And another super chat from Becky. Thank you, Becky. Since Raging Rhino drops the dollars, here is some Let's Roast the Karens. Ooh, we're going to be talking about Rides of the Karen for sure. For sure.
I saw Becky call me a Swede further up.
Oh my gosh.
That's not it. Becky Brown, you're a bitch.
All because she missed country.
Oh no,
finished transitioning.
She does it on purpose on every stream.
Oh, that's funny.
Larry says he wants the pixelated Ryan at G&G membership for using here. Ooh, I should do the pixelated Ryan. I think a couple more. If I get a couple more members, the more members you get, the more emotes that you can unlock. So I think a couple more, and I'll be able to add another emote. I should definitely do a pixelated Ryan for sure. For sure. You got a couple people already subscribed to you after that. So people saying they're subscribing to you now.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Make sure to do it as well. I'm not sure if I am subscribed, so should check it.
And then
thank you, everyone. I appreciate all the support.
And then Steve Kenobi, the infamous Steve Kenobi. Why don't you tell people about you and what you do, other than piss off everyone on Twitter?
Well, now I definitely don't want people to find me these days. I've got 50 new followers on Twitter, and all of them are angry. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have
so
a tiny channel, just some nonsense videos on it. Nothing fancy. Usually you'll find me on this channel or I don't know, John Talks or whatever else.
You find Stig everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not even a YouTuber. Just they can't get rid of me.
That is true. Stig is I would say Stig is like the town bicycle. Everyone gets a ride, but it's kind of the opposite. He just rides everyone. He rides on everyone's channels. So
yeah,
gets around.
It started with me being in the chat on some live stream, and I got invited on. And after that, I just gotten tossed around. That was 2 years ago.
And now you're still here, still making waves. So I'm glad Stig is always willing to come on. He likes coming on and chatting about pretty much anything. So we do have a couple things we're going to talk about. One, as you can see from the thumbnail, we are going to talk about the Clone Wars a little bit. I think we'll kind of cover that first, since that's a hot topic. And then we'll talk about Leslye Headland and about all like the drama and the weird circumstances. And again, just one more person at Lucasfilm that hates white men and everyone else, I suppose. But
hates Star Wars.
I hate Star Wars probably too. And then we're going to talk. I wanted to mention, especially too, since Stig is here, it's been 6 years since the expanded universe was thrown away. So I did kind of want to talk about that a little bit, and where we are 6 years later and all that kind of good stuff. And I saw someone mentioned something else that I should talk about, how orcs are racist. Now we might talk about that too, because that's a silly thing that's going around today.
Sounds orchestrated.
Yes, it does. And it says there's Matt Wilkins in the chat, says thanks for joining. Welcome Steve Kenobi to another guest live stream. That's right. Good to see you here, Matt. Good to see you here. All right, so let's talk a little bit of Clone Wars. And the first thing I want to say before everyone accuses me of, hating just to hate or whatever, I said that I think that this episode, and really the episode before that as well, this entire Siege of Mandalore arc is really well made. Obviously, the animation, the love and dedication they put into the animation and the money they put into it, as well as the score, is incredibly high quality. And it's something we've never seen before in Clone Wars, not to this level. And so it's definitely an accomplishment. They definitely worked really hard on it, which is awesome. Yeah. If you love the character of Ahsoka, you're going to absolutely love these episodes. That's who it's made for. If you love the character of Maul, you're probably going to love these episodes. That's who it's made for. But for me, I have a little bit of a hard time. My biggest gripe with it is that if all this stuff was really happening, we talked about a little before, Rhino, if all of this stuff was actually happening, if all of this stuff had happened during Revenge of the Sith, including Obi-Wan, even going so far as to after he gets the order to go and kill Grievous, and after he talks to Anakin about spying on the Chancellor, if he then goes and holocoms Ahsoka to tell her all these things, to reveal to her the secret mission that Anakin has been sent to do by the Chancellor, after being lectured the episode before about how the Chancellor, you shouldn't be wasting your time going to get him. You don't care about people, you're just playing politics. Then you tell Ahsoka that. If she was really this important, how didn't we hear something about this in Revenge of the Sith?
Also, too, there's that moment where Ahsoka turns to Obi-Wan because she needs to run it because they've been attacked again. And she turns to Obi-Wan and says, "Tell Anakin." And he goes, "I will." So now, whether or not we need to know what she was specifically going to say or not, wouldn't you think that then we would have heard in Revenge of the Sith Obi-Wan say to Anakin, "Oh, Ahsoka says blah, 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 blah." Like,
right.
I love Ahsoka, and I love the Clone Wars. I think I've mentioned it in a few of my videos. I've watched them multiple times over the entire series. But it seems to me that this last season seems to be just falling short for me. Yes, the animation's fantastic. They're throwing as much money as they can at it to make it look really good. But there are those little underlying issues with it in regards to, and like what we were saying before we went live, if Ahsoka and Maul's story arc is so important and they're hyping it up to be as important as it is, then why don't we hear anything in Revenge of the Sith at all?
Yeah,
from either Anakin or Obi-Wan. I mean, Ahsoka's got Anakin's troops. She's got half the 501st with her, and Anakin doesn't say anything or doesn't care. Like, when am I going to get my troops back? Oh, what's happening with the Siege of Mandalore? Now, I know this is trying to also line up with events that happen in Revenge of the Sith, but I also got lost in that too. I also because there's no time jump between the two episodes, and there's got to be a time jump in there somewhere, because at midway through or near the beginning of the part 1, they're going off to save the Chancellor, and then within maybe 20 minutes of Clone Wars, about an hour and a half has sort of gone in Revenge of the Sith, but so much has happened within that time, or so much time has passed within that time, and it doesn't seem the same. I got continuity issues in my head, and again, I start thinking, with everything that's happened with the Disney trilogy, is it really making me look at Star Wars differently now?
That's what I think.
Sorry,
a lot of it
ramble on forever.
No, you're good, and that's what I think a lot of it is too. And it's hard, because I do think that a lot of people, with everything that Disney's done to Star Wars, everyone is looking for stuff. Everyone is looking for things to pick apart, for sure. Like, for instance, like the Solo movie, right? I don't think the Solo movie was a good movie, but it definitely wasn't as bad as, Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker or something like that. But it got a lot of it got a lot of hate, because it's Disney Star Wars, and kind of the same way with this. And I do want to say real quick, thank you to Larry for that super sticker. It was a rainbow unicorn. So my favorite. Look at that cat.
There's another issue I noticed. Oh wow.
Yeah, look at Catherine Pride in the chat is having some fun today, evidently. I don't know who she is, but it sounds like she's having a good time making that chat. So there you go. And Matt Wilkins is pimping my t-shirts and saying that I'll sign them. So thank you, Matt. Thank you.
I have another continuity issue, and I don't know if anybody else out there noticed this with this episode of the Clone Wars, but back in season 5 of the Clone Wars, I think it's season 5, and I mentioned this in my review, but Palpatine keeps Maul alive. He goes to Mandalore, kills Savage, keeps Maul alive, tortures the shit out of him, says that he's got some sort of plan for him. Now, okay, so was the Emperor's plan to keep Maul on Mandalore, to create the Siege of Mandalore, to take whatever away, but at the end of the day, Maul is still a rival to Palpatine. All he is trying to do is recruit Ahsoka so that they can take out Palpatine. His original plan, Maul's original plan, was to have Obi-Wan roll up with Anakin, so that him and Obi-Wan can actually kill Anakin, so that Palpatine can't have his empire.
Yeah, I've got an answer for you, and it's called an unmade episode that got turned into a 4-issue comic book run.
Right.
That Stieg may know about, Son of Dathomir. Have you read that, Stieg?
Not if it's a Disney thing, no.
So it's actually very strange, because it does fall technically. It technically falls into Legends and canon. It's one of those things that was like released right then, that was like planned to come out, but then also falls into current Disney canon. Essentially, so 2 of the Mandalorians that you see there that have a prominent part in these first 2 episodes, Gar Saxon, who we see later in Rebel, and Rook, were the 2 Mandalorians that essentially broke Maul out of prison. He was being imprisoned by Palpatine. Dooku was sitting there talking to him. Grievous is involved in this story. They're able to escape and things like that. So that Son of Dathomir arc was supposed to be an episode, 4 episodes of the Clone Wars, likely. It's one of the things that was one of the 50 unmade episodes that they had. They decided to just go ahead and make that no comic book, and didn't want to put it in the 12 episode run. but I want to. I probably should make a video at some point about that because there's a lot of people who are like, "How is Maul here?" So I should probably do a video about that. That might be a good thing. So,
but see, then that just goes to show how stupid Lucasfilm and Disney are that they're not releasing more Clone Wars episodes to fill in the gaps, and the fact that we get in a 12 episode season, we get 4 episodes of filler.
Yeah, I needed the Antifa sisters.
Hey, so we have I'm just gonna really, there we go. So we have some crazy people in the chat right now.
Yeah,
for some
spamming.
reason. There's a little bit of spamming. It's kind of fun. So let me actually go down to it. First of all, Alice says, "Thank you so much. I hope you stay safe and healthy. So proud to watch your channel grow the way it does in the past year. Keep it up, Ryan." Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Alice. I appreciate you a lot. So thank you. But we have, look at all these stupid fucks we have in chat today. Golden Freddy. Quantoma is live streaming. He is better, spelled wrong. Very interesting, Golden Freddy. And then this person, Adwan Revisited. I must have to check out Quantoma because evidently he is so much beater than me. And this, Albus Percival Wolf O'Brien Dumbledore again. So
he's beater as well.
Exactly. This guy, he's selling condoms. Guess what? We're all in quarantine, you dumb motherfucker. That ain't going to work very well for you. So, but evidently this person is live streaming. So congratulations to that person. And to everybody in the chat, go fuck yourselves. I have Benzo here who is fucking eliminating these fucks. But thank you, Benzo. Appreciate you. But anyway, what were you saying, Steeg? I'm sorry. I had to interrupt for that.
Oh, it's okay. There's a problem, though, with Ahsoka being alive after Order 66, because Kenobi knows she's alive, right? As far as we know. Because he's been communicating with her.
No.
Wait, what'd you say? What was the question?
You mean after Order 66, you think that Obi-Wan thinks that Ahsoka's alive?
Or suspects she is alive or something.
Maybe he suspects she is, but he doesn't know for sure.
Yeah,
not from what I've seen or heard.
But when he's sending those messages in Episode 3, and he's saying we have to warn the other Jedis and blah blah blah, he should have mentioned Ahsoka there, shouldn't he?
Well, there's so many points like that within Revenge of the Sith now that you kind of think, hold on a second, why isn't Ahsoka mentioned here? Like when Obi-Wan is about to leave and Anakin is apologizing, for his behavior and all of that sort of thing. Why doesn't Obi-Wan say to Anakin, "Oh, by the way, Ahsoka wanted me to tell you before she ran off to go and try and kill Maul"?
Yeah.
There's nothing there.
Yeah, Filoni is he makes an entertaining show, but he is shit with continuity. He really is.
Yeah, but I agree with the first part. Listen, the reason that so many people, the reason that so many people have followed the show for so long is because Filoni does make entertaining shows. I will agree with that. Well, I would say Clone Wars is because you have Obi-Wan and Anakin, and people got so attached to that, then it quickly became a Anakin or an Ahsoka. That was the thing. You could tell that that's the way they were going. And then season 6 is kind of a jumbled mess, to be quite honest with you, the one that was released on Netflix. But yeah, Ahsoka is a living contradiction. I agree. Chat is being spammed. Yeah, we know. All of the viewers of Quantoma, I checked out his channel. He has 7 people watching and play Minecraft or something right now. So all 7 of his viewers are here spamming. So congratulations to PP Cat and Ice Wallow. Interesting name. But
Seaman.
I swallow Seaman. I like it. Why did you say that name? Speaking of that name, no, I'm not going to say that. We're going to say something else because that's not a very nice way to introduce someone that's nice. Here, Mara. How are you doing, Mara?
Since I haven't really had the live stream on, I won't ask what that is. Hello, popping in for a little bit.
Good to see you here, Mara. We just got some bots today. The battle droids are attacking the stream.
Yeah.
The battle droids. So yeah, but that's all right. So this person says an interesting thing. Danielle Mula says, I'm ambivalent towards TCW as well. Entertaining, great storylines, but messes canon so much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I would say that this arc is exactly what we've been told it would be, right? We've all heard about the Siege of Mandalore in the rest of Disney canon, right? It's referred to many times in Rebels. As the CJH points out a couple times in chat, it does contradict a couple things from the Ahsoka novel. One of them about how he was being captured. I suppose technically we could find a way for it to make sense if he gets out and gets recaptured or something in the next 2 episodes. But yeah, I would say for me in general, like you guys said, with as important as Ahsoka has become, how is she not brought up at some other time? And especially if they're going to have her appear in the Kenobi show at some point, like everyone's like has been reported that Rosario Dawson has this multi-contract deal that she'll be in the Kenobi show. Like, what are they going to talk about, and how is that not going to come up later when Obi-Wan, talks to Luke or whoever? It just doesn't make any sense.
It's all too much. It just seems to me if we do get Ahsoka in the Kenobi series, and even if we get the entire Kenobi series, if we get Ahsoka in The Mandalorian, they are relying so much on this one character to carry Star Wars now. And it's painful. It's ridiculously painful because it's just like, so what? I'm going to watch a Kenobi series because you're going to put Ahsoka in there. I'm going to watch The Mandalorian season 2 because Ahsoka's going to be in there. We've got the Clone Wars, Ahsoka's in there. Next thing you know, they're going to reboot the original series and Ahsoka's going to be in there. It's just...
I've had people asking, like, what do you think of having Ahsoka and Ezra help Luke set up the Jedi Academy?
No.
No, I don't.
She's going to be in the Cassian Andor show as well.
Now, I will say that one actually makes sense with what they've done in canon because
of what they did in Rebels and how she helped create the rebellion.
Yes, how Ahsoka basically helped create the rebellion now. That's the level we're getting to.
Now, again, as a person that actually likes Ahsoka, I hate these things. These things still get to me. As a character, you say, you and Lethal especially mentioned that Ahsoka's a Mary Sue. I don't see it that way. She's definitely not a Mary Sue like Rey's a Mary Sue. But she's still, to me, she's got a good character development. She's got, I don't know, people say that she's overpowered here and there. Maybe there might be a little bit of that. But again, I can still deal with it. But if they're gonna go and chuck her into everything, there's no fucking chance. It's just it's so dumb.
I will disagree a bit. I think she is a tad OP because when we see her,
but there's a difference between OP and Mary Sue. I just want to point that out. I'm
not quite calling her a Mary Sue because she's not as bad as Rey, because there are like let's put it this way. Like, for example, Rey is liked by everyone. Like the first time they meet her, that's like the part of what a Mary Sue is. But Ahsoka's not quite. So I will, like, there are differences to the point where I will say, like, I can see maybe people doing that, but I don't exactly entirely agree. However, I do consider her to be a bit OP because when we see her, she's 14 years old, and the Clone Wars spans about 3 years total.
Yep.
Now, like, look at how she's been able to handle herself against the likes of Grievous, against Maul, against those commando droids, and the story.
Ventress.
Yes, Ventress. Like, she's able to handle herself in a way, and you compare that to Obi-Wan, who's about 25, 26 years old when we see him in the Phantom Menace and barely beats Maul. It's like only when he taps into the dark side with his anger because of what happened to his master Qui-Gon Jinn that he's able to surprise Maul and ultimately defeat him. So you compare that to what Ahsoka's done. She's like a Padawan for like.
I agree.
No matter if she's being trained by the Chosen One, and it doesn't matter who your teacher is, it all matters on your skill. And he made her so OP that it's unbelievable now that I could believe that she could be beaten.
Well, this is what I'll say. I will say that she is. I don't think she's a Mary Sue. I know that gets thrown around. I don't think that's true. And also, I don't think just because you think Ahsoka's overpowered that is makes you think it's equal to Rey, right? Just because you address some problems that you think Ahsoka has in her character doesn't mean you're automatic. Like the argument that at least she's not as bad as Rey is not an argument. Ahsoka fails. Ahsoka has failures. Ahsoka has flaws. That is all true. And you do see her grow, I think, through TCW. So to say she's a Mary Sue, I don't think I don't necessarily think it's accurate, especially with what we've seen lately.
She also held her own against Vader, though.
Right. And that's when I do think she's do think she's overpowered because not very long into the Clone Wars, remember, season 1, episode 7 of the Clone Wars, she goes toe-to-toe with Grievous. Grievous, who is notorious for killing Jedi. Grievous, who has a collection of fucking lightsabers because of how deadly he is to Jedi.
And was trained by Dooku.
The
best duelist in the galaxy, actually.
Right. So this is 7 seasons into the Clone Wars series. And does she get beaten by Grievous? Yes, but she goes toe-to-toe with him for quite a while and, is able to handle herself quite well. And then she does eventually have to retreat. She should have been diced to pieces. And that's where you start establishing her power level. And it kind of evolves from there. But they have nerfed the fuck out of Grievous in TCW, unfortunately, with that first appearance.
Maul as well. I mean, who hasn't beaten Maul at this point?
It's true.
Seeing as we're still sort of in Clone Wars and that, I know that most of you have a problem with the way that this last episode ended with, Maul. Why didn't he just cut the beam? Can I throw something out there and just see if this makes any sense?
Yeah.
Do you think he's that angry that Ahsoka keeps turning him down and everything that he doesn't have the focus to just go slice and he actually goes for her instead?
Well, anger gives you focus with the dark side.
And the dark side has never been stronger. It's literally,
okay.
I mean, it's a
I'm just trying to, have somebody agree with me so that it can justify in my head well enough.
Well, I haven't watched any episodes yet. My plan is once this semester is over, because right now I'm in the home stretch where I have like 3 projects due. So I'm waiting until I actually have time to devote to binging these episodes. But I don't think Maul would care if Ahsoka turned him down. Would it kind of hurt his pride? Yeah, I think a little bit it would hurt his pride because he does have that personality to him. But I don't think I don't think that he would just cut the beam just to cut the beam to kill her at that point. I don't think he would do so just as like, oh, you turned me down, well, I'm going to take this sort of revenge against you because you did that.
Well, and the thing was, he was trying to escape too. He needed to get out of there.
Yeah. Which is another continuity issue, isn't it? Because when he meets her in Rebels, he says, "Are you going to run away again or something?"
No, but we still haven't yet seen. I think in this next episode there will be that thing, because in the book, Ahsoka has a choice. She can either kill Maul or she can save Rex. And she runs off to save Rex, and then Maul gets away because she runs off to save Rex. But there's so many continuity issues. I mean, in the book, she's mentioned that Anakin gives her green lightsabers, and they're blue in this. And it's only something small, but again, it's a continuity issue, isn't it? They just can't keep their canon straight. It's fucking stupid.
And I love how
Disney Star Wars.
I love how the reasoning for making the EU Legends was so they could streamline the canon, and it's more messed up than ever.
And they fucked it more than... Oh no, it's so dumb.
Yeah, now they're saying that canon isn't important anymore.
Yeah, we don't want to be beholden by the canon that we're,
That's what the story group is saying. The story group.
Yeah. So whose job it is to keep the canon.
Yeah. So I wanted to talk. Logan GC said I would say Maul got arrogant, sort of similar to how Obi-Wan won in The Phantom Menace. So I've heard that a couple times too, and I think that's like the feeling they were going for. I think that's what Dave Filoni was trying to do, to be like, oh, he kind of made the same mistake again. To me, I don't know why. Like, to me, the whole point is Darth Maul has gone on this journey, and he literally spent, over a decade thinking about this. Like, the fact that how he had failed, how he lost to Obi-Wan, and it wouldn't make any sense for him to make that same mistake exactly again, just like that. And also, he didn't even need to slice. All he needed to do was just stab forward. Like, he didn't need to slice at all. He could have sliced the beam, or he could have just stabbed her. But I think they wanted to go for that kind
or force pull her towards the blade. Like, didn't he do that with Satine or something like that? Or he did something where we've seen Sith do that. You've seen Jedi do that, pull them towards the blade. So why didn't he just do something like that, where she's using the Force against him, and he could use the Force against her? So it's
yeah. She also kicked him 20 feet through the air by sheer muscle power.
Well, we have seen Force enhanced strength, and so that's how Jedi could jump so much higher than everyone, and things like that. So I didn't have too big of an issue with that.
And that's always more highlighted in the animated stuff too.
Yeah.
In regards to, being able to jump higher and further, and,
we saw Anakin in Revenge of the Sith, and the leap that he made, chasing after Obi-Wan during that final battle in Mustafar. So
in comparison.
Yeah, but that's not leg strength, though. That's just them using the Force to extend the jump. They're not empowering their calves or anything.
Well, they kind of are in a way. Like, it's even in the EU, they kind of talk about that, like using the Force to enhance your leaps and things, which is why Corran Horn was able to do leaps and things like that, even though he couldn't use Force telekinesis at all. He could still use Force enhanced jumps and acrobatics and things. Even though he didn't have the telekinetic power because of his whatever you call it.
Another thing just quickly that I want to say about Ahsoka is that they did, especially in the throne room, especially in the first part of that fight, they did do it well, where they showed Ahsoka was sort of struggling against Maul. Like, she does kick him out the window, but it seems to me that in that moment she really used everything that she's got to try and do that, because he had the upper hand. And then she gets up and she is sort of huffing and puffing a little bit, and she seems to be sort of putting everything that she's got into it. I don't know.
Well, so that's one of the things. Me and Jeremy actually had an argument about this. Like for like 10 fucking minutes, we were like screaming at each other about this last battle. But yeah, I agree. Well, a lot of that too is Maul's fighting style is so aggressive that Ahsoka's kind of,
overwhelmed by it.
Yeah, a little bit. She's backing and giving him way and stuff like that. But I would say for the most part, even when she is disarmed, she's fighting with one lightsaber. At that point, you're like, oh, wow, maybe. Then she pulls a lightsaber back, and, Maul has to dodge out of the way so he doesn't get cut in half by it as well. And then she sits there and insults him for his fighting. So, to me, I know Ahsoka's cocky and arrogant, but that's not someone who's getting their ass beat to me.
Yeah,
so,
fair
I don't know
enough.
why I'm fucking hiccuping so much.
The one thing that I do want to say just about that scene too is the motion capture looked brilliant.
Oh yeah,
it looks so good.
Yeah. They brought in Ray Park for that.
Yeah, and you could tell, you could really tell that it was him. When you were watching it, even the sound effects from it, it was just brilliant. It really was.
It was really cool, and I really liked it. I watched it a couple times just to see, because we've never seen anything like this in Clone Wars. Now, it's still not up to the same level of what my dream always was, like a Star Wars Old Republic cinematic trailer. I wanted that shit to be like a show. How awesome would that be?
Yeah,
I think that'd be cool. Nice try brings up a great point, though. How does Maul poop? I don't know. And yes, I agree. Him being alive is stupid.
Oh, it's through his mouth, because he's talking shit all the time.
That's good. That's good. That's pretty funny. Yeah, Ray Park was so badass. He really was. Now, one of the things too. So a couple other things I wanted to talk about in this episode is we get. I do think there's a lot of people. Clone Wars has always been a very divisive thing. I'll just say that, especially for old Star Wars Expanded Universe fans, when TCW came out, there were a lot of continuity issues, so they had some problems with it. So a lot of like the EU community has always been kind of split on that. Some people really like TCW, some others don't. Most people can see that there's a little bit of a problem, but you can kind of make it fit if you want to. With this season 7, they have gone out of their way to very much connect it to Disney's canon with the Solo references, especially Dryden Voss appears in this episode. So what did you guys think about that? Also with the Kanan appearance, tying it into Rebels, all of these things, connecting it to Disney canon.
Well, I guess they should get credit for trying, fair play to that. But this season should have been out years ago, because that Ahsoka versus Maul fight, there's no edge to it, because both are going to survive because of Rebels and even the Solo movie, because the Solo movie takes place a few years after Episode 3, right? So
not is it a few years?
I thought it was a year.
I think it's supposed to be. I think Han Solo is supposed to be
a year or two.
22.
Yeah.
That takes place those 7 years before A New Hope. So I would say maybe 12 years after.
Okay. So, but we do know that Maul is free as a bird.
Yeah.
During that time, and we know Ahsoka is alive. So.
Yeah.
That fight really is no biggie, because you know how it's going to end. None of them are going to get killed. Even though it's an awesome fight. But if we hadn't seen Rebels or Solo, that fight would have been awesome. Because I
do agree with that. And that's again one of my problems with Rebels was I feel like Rebels is an incredibly weak show, and the people who feel like there's great moments, those great moments come from the characters you care about in Clone Wars. Like, to me, whenever I ask anybody,
it's always Ahsoka or Rex.
It's like, Ahsoka's fight with Vader. Obi-Wan and Maul fighting. This Maul part. It's like, so you just care about these characters that were established before, but not, when it's just an adventure with Kanan and Ezra. Not all people, because I mean, a lot of people do still like Ezra and Kanan.
I will say the way Kanan goes out to me is an epic moment.
Yeah, I will give them credit for that. That is how you do an emotional send-off for a character.
It was so good, that moment. I just want to point that out. Rebels isn't the best, and I don't mind it personally, but that moment was definitely one of the best moments of all of Rebels. And it doesn't consist of one of the original characters that you love.
And even in the Clone Wars, while I'm not exactly the biggest fan overall of the series, I can see like a lot of good in it, and I can also see a lot of like they could have done away with this and it wouldn't have mattered. But for me, like what I loved about the Clone Wars were the clones. My favorite episodes were the clone-centric ones, because I actually wanted to see how they expanded upon that 3 years between episodes 2 and 3. So while I did love the scenes with Kenobi and Anakin overall and their dynamic, if I were to pick like an arc I love, like gun to my head, it would be the Umbaran arc.
Yeah.
No, like Kenobi and Anakin are in there for like briefly at the beginning and briefly throughout, like snippets. But for the most part, it's you are now watching the clones and how they look the same, but right here, personality-wise, you see all that dynamic.
It's like the Domino Squad.
Yeah.
I love that.
The Domino Squads. I mean, like all the clone-centric arcs I could pick out, and like those are the ones that I prefer.
Well, and I think a lot of people, I do think that this next episode, listen, this ain't a spoiler. Everybody fucking knows what's happening. Order 66 is coming in the next episode. That's what Maul has been sensing. That's what we know is going to happen. Order 66 is going to come, and that's how Maul is going to escape, right? This captivity that he's in right now. That's what he's screaming about. We're all gonna die. He knows Order 66 is coming. So when Order 66 starts and you see all these characters start to turn against Ahsoka, when you see Rex, who has not had his chip removed to my knowledge, yeah, dude, spoilers for Revenge of the Sith. Yeah, exactly. So when you see when you see these clones, some of which people really care about, they're going to turn. A lot of people are going to find that powerful, I think, in this next coming episode, especially seeing how we deal with Rex. So we'll see what happens.
He's in Rebels and he's fine there.
Yeah, but he explains what happens there and how he gets his chip removed, and he's got Wolf and Gregor with him as well. Because of exactly what you were just saying, Mara, the clones for me is one of the best parts of the Clone Wars. I've done a review on it. The review's called Star Wars: The Clone Wars, the best thing about it, and it's all about the clones. That is one thing that I really want to see. How did Rex get his chip removed? Wolf and Gregor, how do they come into play when it comes to the Rebel series? These are things that I do want to know. It's the other things that it's just like, I mean, the other thing that I wanted out of this season of the Clone Wars was just, I wanted more of Anakin. I thought this was supposed to be Anakin's story.
Well, not anymore. Not anymore. They're finding a way to make this all about Ahsoka and the Star Wars saga, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, the point of Ahsoka for George was always to give Anakin like a responsibility. You know, like Ahsoka's purpose in her creation was for Anakin. But it's since evolved. We know we know that Ahsoka was supposed to die. According to George Lucas,
do you reckon Maul was supposed to kill her? Do you reckon Maul was supposed to be the one that killed her?
I don't know, but he wanted to die in Order 66. That's what Lucas wanted.
I'm just thinking, imagine how awesome this would be if she actually did die at the hand of Darth Maul. I mean,
what if Vader had killed her though, or Anakin?
No, it's too late then, because it needs to be before Order 66 or around the time of Order 66. So. It should be Maul that kills her.
Well, Anakin still could have killed her if she had been in the temple, but like they never established her character in Revenge of the Sith. So, but even then, like okay, Dave Filoni kept her alive post Order 66. Okay, fine. She still should have died at the hands of Vader and Rebels.
Yeah, that would have actually been excellent if Vader had actually just killed her. Because that's what Vader is supposed to do during that period. And it would have shown us how far Anakin had fallen.
No. Bait and switch, you get the World Between Worlds.
Yeah.
That's such trash.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I like the Mortis arc stuff in Clone Wars, but when they brought the Mortis stuff into Rebels and tried to link it with the World Between Worlds, and then we got time travel essentially. It's shit like that breaks. It hurts my head because, I mean, we look at all the time travel movies and things like this that we've got. I mean, you can sit there for hours and try and nut it out, and you can always find holes somewhere. To bring something like that in is just stupid because now it's, you know, anytime they kill someone off that they don't want to kill, we'll just send them to the World Between Worlds and we'll be fine.
Yeah, someone said in the comments that Vader did kill her, but Ezra brought her back. Yeah, our point is that once she was killed, she should have stayed
dead.
Well, technically, it was a temple collapsing, but
yeah, that's true. Yeah. Well,
oh my God, is that George Big Dick Lucas in the chat? I've seen him around for ages. I'm sorry.
I know. I just put in the chat. I just put in the chat that I hope he's doing okay. We haven't heard from you either, buddy. Sounds like you're a little sick or very sick.
Jack, hey.
I hope you take care of yourself, man. Good to see you here in the chat, though. Appreciate you being here.
For sure.
What was I gonna say? I was gonna say something about Ahsoka.
Sorry.
Oh, Maul. So like, but it's World Between Worlds to me. Although establishing time travel to bring someone back to life is awful, the fact is they've already done this with Maul. When you decide, and this is George Lucas. George Lucas is the one who wanted to bring Maul back. When he decided to bring Maul back from the dead, that is a problem for Star Wars, in my opinion. Once you see a guy, cut in half that way, falling down a shaft, and you decide to bring him back because the fans think you killed him off too early or whatever, then it's a problem, because what is death in Star Wars now? So
that shaft was longer than the fall he would have taken in the previous Clone Wars episode. He was afraid to fall down, so he survived it before. Why be afraid now?
Did they explain how Maul survived? Yes, they did try to explain it. They basically said that he used his hate and his anger towards Obi-Wan Kenobi that actually kept him alive. These junkers basically turned the bottom half of him into this spider droid sort of thing. And then Savage Opress, his brother, finds him, takes him back to Dathomir. The witches do their magic to basically bring his mind back to normal. And he's just on a massive revenge thing to try and get back at Obi-Wan. He just wants to kill Obi-Wan. That's how they explain his return. His hate and his anger.
If all it takes is to be hateful and angry, though, Count Dooku's head should be alive too.
Yes.
Count Dooku's floating head.
He was too old and tired to be that mad.
Yeah.
Well, watch they'll use this as an explanation for how Palpatine survived. He was too angry to die down that shaft, and that's how he got away from the second.
No, Mara, stop talking. Stop talking. I don't want to hear it.
It sounds like Drunk 3PO has sent a few people this way. So good to see you guys. See Subhuman here. Jerron Jones is here from Drunk 3PO. Thank you guys. We're talking about get a little feedback. We just keep going about this for a while now, about the new Clone Wars episode. We've talked about the awesome things about it, and we're also talking about some other things about just kind of Ahsoka and Maul and their existence in general, and kind of what it means for Star Wars.
I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
The episode was damn good, though. I think I'd give it an 8 out of 10, to be honest. But it's tainted by all the continuity problems, though. It really is.
Yeah, I mean, that's my thing. And, there is a part where people are saying that when Maul and Ahsoka start to fight, it's at the same exact time that Palpatine screams during episode 3. So that, those two fights are going on exactly the same time. And that's just to me, a lot of the reason so many people are so attached to this is because it is so much attached to Revenge of the Sith. Something that so many people have a lot of care about, and to me, this is just it's interesting and it's really well made, but I just have a hard time believing that this was ever the plan, especially knowing that George Lucas wanted Ahsoka to die, not kill or not escape Order 66.
Where did you hear that, and why is that relevant? That scene happens the same time that Palpatine screams.
So I'll actually play it for you. See if I can pull it up. A lot of people have been saying that that they think that's what that is, because it is definitely a scream that starts that sounds just like that scream. So while the
is that what shatters the windows? Is that what they're saying? Shatters those windows? No,
I don't know. I don't think so.
I just want to know the relevance of why that's relevant.
Because to people, it's oh, wow, look how they connected everything. This fight's going on at exactly the same time that fight is. It's all connected.
Okay.
As the dark side, as the light is meeting the dark, you also have this going on at the exact same time. That's see that you could hear Palpatine scream fight.
Darkness rises and light to meet it. Is something along those sorts of lines?
Oh, don't say that line.
Yeah, let's find it.
Hey, Mara, it's good to finally talk to you too, by the way. How you doing?
Yeah, good to talk to you finally as well. Just, as I said, really busy. Just have to get through this Well, primarily this week, and then it should be not bad after, because like not this week, next week, the week from this week is like the last day. Like everything has to be done by May 6th, and that's like so I have to remember to call the campus bookstore and say, hey, 2 of my textbooks are rented, and technically businesses are shut down. So how am I supposed to return these?
Return them, yeah. Fair enough.
All right, so let's see if we can hear it right here.
I know, Anakin.
The Padawan needs one last lesson.
Pause it in between a little bit. Don't want to get taken down here.
And that means he's gonna try and kill her.
Now, right here, you're about to hear a scream. So here it is. So you can. I don't know how well you guys can hear it over there.
Yeah, I heard it. And is it not Maul screaming?
No, it's not. It's like Palpatine's scream. It sounds very strange. Last lesson. Fucking listen to this again.
Yeah, right there.
So Maul just goes like, ugh. Like that's all Maul does, and then you can hear that like Palpatine scream in the background. So,
and this is from Revenge of the Sith.
Yes.
When Palpatine takes out before he starts fighting Windu.
Right, exactly. When he takes out the other members of the team that went there to get him, he does the spinning scream. So. We do have a super chat from the Price is Right review. What up, party animals? Mara kick Lethal's ass. Is that hooah? Mara kick Lethal's ass. Stay awesome. Off topic. I'm livid with WB not green lighting a Superman game for Rocksteady. Yeah, I think everybody would love to see Rocksteady do a Batman Arkham style Superman game. That'd be so cool. So I agree. And Force Scream is a force power, but it doesn't, when you look it up and slow it down, it doesn't look like Maul is doing that. Maul makes a different noise, and then you hear that scream. So they're trying to link it together. Why would you put it together as an audience? The second time I watched it, that's what I thought of. Because when I do my reviews, I usually watch it once. This one, I watched it twice just because there was so much to kind of take in. But yeah, so like as this fight is happening is also the same time that, effectively Mace Windu is having his battle with Palpatine, and Anakin is rushing there to save the Chancellor. So, let's see.
There's like 3 more episodes in this season. Which episode are? Because I said I'm going to binge these pretty much after this. At least after this week is over.
This is the 9th. So the 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th episodes are the ones you'll need to watch. So, Helmut, are you talking about the Revenge of the Sith novelization? Because that is actually not canon anymore, if that's the one you're talking about. They actually made it clear that novelization is not canon, unfortunately. Well, or fortunately. It's fortunately if you're a Star Wars Legends, Star Wars Expanded Universe fan, but it is not Disney canon. So, they're minutes away from Order 66. Yeah, they are. So that's I'm sure what's going to happen, what we're going to see next. Do you guys have any final thoughts about TCW before we move on?
Like I said, I still have to watch the episodes of this current season. But not having watched them, I can only say that I'm not exactly thrilled with finding out that at least 2 of the arcs are Ahsoka-centric, where you had, I don't know how many different arcs you could have chosen to show, maybe 1 per for this stretch of only like 12 episodes, but I really haven't had too much desire to watch them after what Disney's done at this point. So
we have another guest too. I don't know if she has seen this episode of TCW yet and has an opinion. But
did they really decanonize? Sorry to interrupt. I was away from the mic for a second. Did they really decanonize the Revenge of the Sith novel?
Yeah, because it ties in very heavily with Star Wars Legend or with Star Wars Expanded Universe.
Dumb.
But guys, get excited because that Tug Life is here.
Oh my gosh! Hi.
Sucks.
Hello. No, I haven't watched any of it, but I thought I would come in and say hello and show Ryan some support here. What's going on?
Thank you, Tugs. Did you have a good time watching Aliens?
Oh my gosh, yeah, it went really well. We had almost 100 people the whole time.
That is freaking awesome. An Aliens watch party. I was listening to it, but I was doing other stuff, so I just listening and wasn't watching it. It was really weird because you guys are like, "Oh, I love the sweat."
Yeah. we had Itchy Baka, and we had Sci-Fi for Me, and they're both, as we all know about Itchy especially, but they're both very knowledgeable on how movies work and all that kind of stuff. So they were talking about, like Jay was talking about how it's impressive that they went as far as to make the actors really sweaty and like all this stuff. They look nervous and this, that, and the other. And then Itchy Baka was like, "It's Vaseline." And that's where that anyway.
And then he was like, and then someone else was like, "I thought it was water mixed with glycerin or with like I don't know what was going on, but everyone knew exactly how like all these films were made." And I'm like, all right.
It was pretty cool. It was neat. So yeah.
That was pretty cool.
It was fun.
But we're just finishing up on our Lyndon says, "Where's Lethal? I'll simp for Tugs in his absence."
I think Lethal is still sleeping off his eventful day yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hope he's doing all right. He seems like he's all right. But you know, Lethal, he like kept streaming even though he couldn't breathe, it seemed, but he just kept powering through. So good for Lethal. Like a fucking man. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Exactly. But what about you, Steve? You have any final thoughts about Clone Wars before we move on to Leslye Headland?
No, not really. An entertaining show, but hell on the continuity on both Disney and the EU canon. So fun show, sloppy continuity work.
Yep, there you go. I kind of agree. What about you, Raging Rhino?
Oh, I honestly don't know anymore. I want to like it, but there's so many issues. There's just so many issues, and I just can't.
Well, I think you can like it. There are a lot of people that fucking love it. There's no doubt. I do think that.
But I can't look past, like, I listened to your review, and I just can't look past the fact that none of this is even mentioned in Revenge of the Sith. It's like you say, it's just it's too big, it's too important now that it's not there, and I just don't like it. Continuity is a massive thing for Star Wars. It always had been and always will be, and they just don't give a fuck about continuity.
Yeah, well, and
it's so stupid.
You know, I'll read the super chat real quick. From AFK Bard. What's up, AFK Bard? Good to see you here. I'm late and have no idea what is happening. Please have some money anyway, because y'all rock, especially Tugs. I'll put the S at the end.
Man, the love today, y'all got me. I was crying earlier. You guys are so sweet.
Tug's excited because she's going to have a card soon, a Fandom Collective card, and there's like one person in the world that doesn't want that to happen, and everybody shit on him. So
it was great. It was great. I'm feeling the love today. My heart has grown like 4 times bigger. Feeling the love.
You should probably see the doctor. That's not good.
Yeah.
But
it's only for 4 hours. It's fine.
It's true. And well, and just to thank you, AFK Bar, for the super chat. I really appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And speaking of thank you for being here, look at this guy, Drunk 3PO, with the watch party, sending people over here. Thank you, Drunk. Appreciate you, buddy. But I agree with you that it just doesn't seem to fit. And since 2008, I've been saying it doesn't fit. I've seen a lot of people like in my comments like, oh, the fandom menace thinks that, you want to hold up Filoni until it's not, until there's nothing else to talk about. Then you bash him. And it's like, oh, man, some of us have been bitching about Filoni and errors with continuity for years now. But with that being said, a lot of people do like it. I do think that the people who like really love it and like adore this thing and think it's like the best Star Wars ever, they're a little bit in the minority, because if you look at like every episode of The Mandalorian that came out, like trended like the whole day. It was just like everybody was fucking talking about it everywhere. Like people were talking about it on normal news networks and shit like that. People aren't talking about season 7 of the Clone Wars like that. They're just not.
I don't know. Mandalorian has continuity issues.
Oh yeah, it certainly does, and it's not really that great of a show. It's enjoyable if you're looking to just sit down for a little while and you don't care about continuity and you don't care about lore or world building or anything like that, and if you're okay with a show that's turned into a babysitter, but it just doesn't.
All you can do is add like one more male Mandalorian, and it'll be like My Two Dads in Space.
Ooh, that's a possibility though.
2 men and a little lady.
Yes.
2 men and a baby.
High Ground Master talking about him and Jeremy fighting on Twitter. I saw a little bit about that afterwards. Well, it was funny because me and Jeremy were getting ready for a gaming stream, and we were just talking beforehand. We started fighting about this last episode over like the littlest shit too. We started fucking fighting about that for like 15 or 20 minutes. And someone thought there was actually like a big deal going on. I was like, no, we're talking about Star Wars. There
was that fight, and then there was the Zack Snyder fight on Mario Kart a couple weeks ago. People were messaging me, going, "Oh my god, are they going to be okay? Is this the end of Ryan?"
They're allowed to disagree, people. They are allowed to disagree.
Yeah.
That fight got intense. That was a crazy one. Even I was like, "Mom and Dad are fighting. We're gonna get into
And speaking of people who like Zack Snyder, we're not going to talk about that because we'll get into conversation.
Yeah, let's not start that argument again.
We're about to move. We're done with this TCW and Mando topic. We're about to move on to Leslye Headland. So let's move on to somebody who's done 2 videos about that. One on her channel, one on the Drunk 3PO Worldwide Network. My nerdy home. What's up, Steph?
Hi.
Hi, Steph.
Hi.
Looking beautiful as ever. Look at that face.
I know, right?
Oh my god.
You're talking to me, right?
Steph is stalking me. She followed me onto John Talks earlier.
Ooh, Steeg. Get it, girl.
She's a Steeg stalker.
Yeah, it's
Did everyone on John
okay.
Talks stream shave their heads?
They didn't shave their heads. They gave themselves a haircut. They were doing haircuts. What's up, Bagel?
Bagels is here.
Bagels. Hi,
Subhuman is here.
Hail, Subhuman.
Becky is here.
Hi,
Everybody's showing
Becky.
love to Steph and Tugs as soon as they come in, and to Mara. Basically, anyone who's not me. We had some like bot attacks in chat earlier. It was crazy.
Oh no!
Everyone in our chat is a toxic, male, because they all love the women, but then when all the guys come on, no love. No, I'm only joking.
Oh, I feel that it wasn't here earlier then to boot them all out.
I know. I wasn't here either.
Let me boot people.
Dang it. See, it's when the mod is not here that they start doing that.
Well, Benzo took care of that shit.
Oh, good. Okay, Benzo is here.
Benzo was being a badass, so thank you. Thank you to Benzo for sure. And Drunk likes the Drunk 3PO Worldwide Network. I like that
too. You should change it, Drunk.
Yeah, that's what it's gonna have to be. I think. When Oris and Steph are on there all the time, it's gotta be bigger. Yeah. Just get someone from Canada. Get Krista to make a video, so you can go international.
Yeah.
That would be funny.
It'd be perfect.
I'll make your video, Drunk.
There you go. Yeah, I know to do it.
I'll do a park hopping video from our stupid theme parks here. Wait,
time out. Isn't Australia as a whole a giant theme park between all the crazy animals? And
yeah. All the bars that we got.
Did anybody ever make a meme of you in a panda?
Oh, no,
in a Roo's pouch? In a Roo's pouch?
Yeah. That's how I used to catch that's how I used to get to school. Jump in the kangaroo's pouch and, just bounce off to school.
That is true. Yep.
Yeah. That is true. Yeah, she is your number one fan. She's always rooting for Ryan.
Everybody's rooting for everybody else, and Becky's over there. Go Ryan!
Becky's like, come on.
Becky documents every time I win. The past couple times it's involved me flipping off the camera. So
I like your little dance that you did the last time.
Well, that's because the music came in right as somebody played music right as it happened, so I had to dance.
Timing, it was perfect. I saw the playback later, and I was like, "That's great."
High Ground Master says I ship Ryan an adult Ahsoka. Well, at least you made the caveat. But she's kind of a bitch, so no thanks. Let's see. If Ryan doesn't win, everyone ruined it. Yeah, I agree, Pickles. My favorite cam girl. What's up, Apollo? All right, so let's move on, since it's actually good since we have such a female presence here now.
And I don't know about Clone Wars, so this is great timing for me.
Well, you guys are, I assume that all three of you here, females on the bottom, are really excited about Leslye
on the bottom.
All on the bottom.
I just
More eyes on the bottom.
You okay?
Yeah. That was funny. Sorry.
That's why I said, "Oh God."
I have the high ground, Mara.
Oh, not for long.
Oh, Brianna, there she is. She shows up in the chat, and Drunk gets like extra stupid. It's hilarious because she trolls him really hard. It's the funniest thing.
She gets killed because of this brown opinion.
No, it's funny. I was watching it right now.
Yeah, it is true. So I love Jay to death. Jay is one of the best fucking dudes you will ever find. Yeah. I have no defense for his LeBron.
No, I don't think anybody could defend that. He knew what he was doing. He knew what he was in for.
Probably defend it. Oh, yeah,
chat. AFK had to correct the spelling error. Thank you, AFK Bard. $5. Tugs. Sorry I didn't do it right the first time. I also forgot to say, hello, Stieg, do the line.
Oh.
Hello there.
There you go. What if he had just completely subverted our expectations and done like a completely different voice?
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah.
Like Batman's voice.
Yeah.
He just comes
Hello there.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've got balls of steel.
There you go. This right here.
Oh no, I started it. I didn't mean it. Don't start it.
AFK is a cute. She's an Instagram model. She's always like, it's midnight. This is selfie.
There you go. So Drunk 3PO showing some love to AFK Bard in chat. Check out the Instagram. That's right. I haven't posted on Instagram because I haven't been going to the gym. That's pretty much the only thing I post on Instagram ever. So basically, or if I'm at an event or something, I'll just do it from my fucking house. Like, I don't know.
You can be like, film me.
But so we do have all the ladies here. What do you guys think about a female-centric Star Wars show ran by the personal assistant for Harvey Weinstein?
Oh yeah, what could go wrong there?
Nothing can go wrong.
But and I tweeted about that, and I said, like, if anybody had come out and said that they were doing a male-centric series, like they would have been reamed for that. But
nothing is
ever male-centric. If they promote it as a male-centric, all of our reactions would all still be the same.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are you promoting this as a gender-centric? It doesn't matter what gender it is. TV series.
Well, that's
fucking Star Wars. This is the story that we're going to tell.
Yeah.
Nothing's ever promoted as male-centric. I mean, you look at all of the Mission Impossible movies that Tom Cruise has done, right? I mean, come on. Those movies they star Tom Cruise, and most of his crew that is on his team, they're mostly dudes. But they're not like, oh, male-centric, a male lead. No, they let the story do its thing.
Yeah.
You know, they let the action do its thing. They show you the trailer, and it's fucking fantastic. And you're like, hell yeah, I'm going to go see that fucking movie. Looks fucking awesome.
But
no, here, with this.
It's not revolving around this stupid narrative of, oh, it's got to have female, or it's got to have LGBTQ, or it's got to have this, or it's got to have that. at least when you see a trailer for something like Mission Impossible, I missed that.
I just saw it in the
playback. I just saw it in the playback. That was funny. Now I forgot fucking what I was saying. Anyway, that's stupid because anyway, it's just dumb. Like the way that they're promoting it, that give us something in regards to the story that you're going to be telling, not the fact that it's just going to be a female-centric TV series. What the fuck?
Why would they do that? Why would they do that? They need.
What the fuck does that mean?
You're really getting to women to what's between their legs, and that we're automatically going to watch a show because it stars a woman. Never mind that maybe we want to. Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
Then maybe we want to watch a show and just have good characters, because relatability transcends sex and race and sexuality. Like, for example, like I brought up Walking Dead on a live stream one time that says, I love Michonne, or at least when I watched Walking Dead, I love Michonne. She's black, and last time I checked, I'm not a black woman. I love.
Well, when was the last time you checked, though?
I mean, I don't hear that often because I've been so busy. But periodically I do look at myself when I shower, and I haven't seen any blackness creep up on me. So there you go. I love the Jesus character on the show, but
I love Jesus.
Yeah, but I'm not gay. So I'm like, so it doesn't matter the character. It's like it's all about the personality. It's all about relatability to what maybe is going on in my life, where I can have some sort of connection to a character.
Well, and that's like we just finished watching Aliens, and you go back and you Google, because there's a bunch of us that are younger and weren't around when the movie came out. But if you go back and you Google the trailers, not once at all does it say female-led action movie. Aliens is back. Yeah. It's like,
but that's like the first thing we see nowadays. Good luck.
But it's the same. It's the same thing
we see nowadays. That's what we saw with when Ghostbusters came out, and they pitched a fit. They pitched a fit. They're like, oh, you just don't like it because it's all led by women. That's why you're fucking hating on it. But no, we're hating on it because it looks fucking ridiculous. It's dumb. That's what they said. That's how they marketed Captain Marvel. Oh, it all starts with whatever her and then the hero and whatever. That's how they marketed Captain Marvel, and that's just how they're trying to build an audience now. And it's just
it's the same thing with like Terminator, for example. You go back and you watch the trailers for Terminator 1 and 2, and there's never this mention that Sarah Connor is a strong female character, that, she's going to save the world from the apocalypse. Like, it doesn't...
They barely mention that she's the main character.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. It's not fucking necessary.
No.
It's simple, though, because if a character is only in the story to represent the skin color, that character will only be skin deep to begin with.
Oh, for sure.
I highlight comment.
Who's?
Helm Red.
Helm Red. Sword of the Jedi. Sword of the Jedi is what so many fans want.
Thank you. And what is that? Oh, right. Female-centric story.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that don't know,
Sword of the Jedi. Don't promote it like that, okay?
For those of you that don't know,
a great character, and it's gonna be hers.
I'm never reading that book ever. It's female-centric. I don't fucking care.
So, Sword of the Jedi revolves around Han and Leia's daughter, Jaina Solo, who is deemed Sword of the Jedi by Luke Skywalker, and she's a great character, and she's incredibly relatable. Legacy of the Force is probably one of my favorite stories of Star Wars, and I would say it probably is. It's an arc between Jason and Jaina, and there's a culminating battle that's really powerful. But Jaina Solo was supposed to get her own trilogy, and that got cut short because of them decanonizing Legends.
Does Sword of the Jedi come after the Thrawn trilogy?
Oh, way after.
It's way after.
What's the best place to go after the Thrawn trilogy in regards to bridging it to the Jaina and Jason Solo story?
I would say Jedi Academy trilogy. Then probably there's the Hand of Thrawn duology. I would probably do that. And then as far as series goes, you would probably want to read New Jedi Order, or not New Jedi Order. So obviously New Jedi Order, but the Young Jedi Knights series, which involves all of the younger Jedi Knights, including Jason and Jaina when they're like, 10, 11, 12 years old.
Those are their kids. They're more geared towards the younger audience, so they're quick and easy reads, but they're awesome. Yeah, it focuses on them at Luke's Academy, and it's good.
And then that moves into Legacy of the Force or something, right?
Yeah, so New Jedi Order. New Jedi Order leads into the Dark Nest trilogy, then Legacy of the Force. Yep, and then Fate of the Jedi. But it's a lot of reading. What I just told you is like fucking 60 books. So.
Yeah. Fate of the Jedi was the last, right? Because that's when it got bought out.
Just read them all. Yeah.
Crucible was the only one after that.
Just
but
read them all, yeah. Right.
Jake the Movie Geek for $1.99 says, Ryan, do you have a playlist for the EU Book Club? I do, and I am putting it in chat right now. That is the playlist. I think Callum Johns has it over on his channel, but that's the playlist for EU Book Club. So,
and the next one we're reading is Outbound Flight.
There we go.
Outbound Flight?
Yes.
Yeah.
Outbound Flight. Yes.
It's set during the Clone Wars, but it has Thrawn in it.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
really?
It's technically set pre-Clone Wars because Anakin, I think, is about 13 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Yep.
But it has a connection to the Clone Wars in a way. So
yeah.
First RAL OG Book Club, we don't talk. First rule of Book Club, we don't talk about KK. We try to keep it to a minimum. Mercy Kill was awesome. Aaron Alston's last novel. Yeah, R.I.P. Aaron Alston. Mercy Kill is good. But
he's actually the one who's written the most Star Wars EU novels.
Really?
I actually counted. He had one more than Denning, I think it was.
I see. That's interesting. I know Alston wrote a couple in the New Jedi Order series. That must have been what puts him ahead. Yeah, because he's got a couple right here: Rebel Dream and Rebel Stand. And he wrote obviously a lot of the X-Wings. So, all right. But it is. I guess I should talk about that right now, guys. It's a little bit of an anniversary. Yesterday, 6 years. Especially Stieg and Mara and Tuggs, 6 years since the expanded universe was decanonized, discontinued from Disney. What a great idea, because, even though it happened 6 years ago, it happened for the better, because, now Disney will be able to, streamline all the canon, make it easy for everybody to understand, no continuity errors, everything makes sense now. 6 years later, we're in such a better place.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank you, Disney. We need to get that trending. Thank you, Disney, instead of thank you, Ryan Johnson.
You have to do it in the voice
Lucasfilm.
Thank you, Disney.
Thank
You've
you
made
so
everything
much, Disney. Thank you.
Around that's thanking the celebrities. Thank you, celebrities.
Fuck off, Disney.
That's what you need to do, but just so the old school Disney intro. Do the whole thing up to the castle, and then Raging Rhino just comes over top. Fuck off, Disney. That'd be perfect.
The last video I ended with a fuck off Leslye Headland. I did it just for Lost Jedi 22.
Oh my god. I think Lyndon's in the chat. You need to make that happen.
Yeah.
You get the castle with the thing going over the top, and then fuck off, Disney.
Anybody it's gonna be Lyndon. Lyndon.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have material. Shut up.
We have no source.
Go to the Jedi series and then called it a day. Jeez.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that whole thing. We have no source material. Fuck.
Yeah.
Kathleen Kennedy, you are a dumb bitch that knows fucking nothing about nothing, including life. And you're a fucking idiot.
There had been no
my bed and took a photo. I have a queen bed, and all of my books overtook my bed. I took a photo from the top and posted it on Twitter, and I was like, "Hey, Kathleen Kennedy, I found your source material."
Wait, even if there had been no EU books, source material is the first 6 movies, and you're supposed to connect the last 3.
Well, there's that too. Yeah.
So I'm you had 6 movies of source material right there, and you went with the guy who wanted to subvert expectations and go completely against everything that had been built up in the first 6 films.
Yeah, and if you look at the first movies they released, The Force Awakens and Rogue One. Force Awakens was just a remake of Episode 4, really, and Rogue One was lifted off the Dark Forces story.
Oh yeah, completely.
Yeah,
and like
they used source material the whole way.
Well, and even for what was the first one you mentioned there? Did you say Solo?
No, The Force Awakens is a remake of A New Hope.
Yeah. So like Solo, when you think about Solo, the entire idea of them, the way they describe doing the Kessel Run, that all comes from the expanded universe. Like the fact that you had to, the fact that it was you had to take a shorter trip to connect the whole parsecs line from Star Wars, all comes from the expanded universe. And you had to have a fast enough ship to be able to go that close to those black holes to be able to escape and all that shit. And even to be honest, the way they connected that fuel stuff, also when you look at the book Millennium Falcon, that's what happened to Millennium Falcon. They like put too much fuel essentially in the reactor when they first initially made the ship. It didn't happen randomly during a trip, but it's kind of the same principle.
I have to ask a question. What exactly is a parsec? Because in The Mandalorian, they say that he's the best bounty hunter in the parsec. And then
parsec is supposed to be it's not time but distance. So when Han says 12 parsecs, he means from like the according to distance, where the Kessel Run is like so many parsecs in length or distance from like one point to another. But he found a way to bisect certain points.
Okay, so that was my original understanding of what a parsec is. Exactly what you're describing there. So how in The Mandalorian do they explain that the Mandalorian is the best bounty hunter in the parsec?
Because they have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah, they say, well, this random he's the best bounty hunter in the yard. He's the best bounty hunter in the mile. I guess that's kind of the way they're saying it. But yeah, and the way they describe it, and they do a great job. That's what was one of the cool things about the expanded universe, is all the questions that people had, like not questions about like how the actual story goes, but all these ancillary things like, oh, when he says a parsec, why does he say that? He's making it sound like it's a unit of time. Well, no, what he means is that the Millennium Falcon is so fast that it can cut that trip to be shorter. Instead of having to go that far around this big black hole cluster, it can sneak closer to it and not be pulled into the black hole because it's so fast. And that's how they were able to rectify a lot of little questions like that before. So, which I think is pretty cool.
And they didn't do that in Solo. They didn't do it like that in Solo, did they?
Not quite. They basically just said, oh, we have to take this shortcut.
They just went through it.
Yeah.
They basically went into the black hole.
Yeah. And then they make Han.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah, they make Han kind of like a, I don't know, dork, because he's bragging about how he did it in 12 parsecs in the Solo film, and like Chewbacca's like rolling his eyes, and I'm like, yeah, no, that wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've gone. I know you wanted to do Leslye Headland.
Wait, be careful how you phrase that. We did hear an interesting rumor.
I love this rumor.
Yesterday, which I think kind of makes a little bit of sense. So
yeah,
I heard she was found dead. Yeah, they found her face down in Ricky Lake.
This is just a rumor, exclusive rumor for you all out there, people. Yeah. Take it with a grain of salt. What is found dead?
They found her face down in Ricky Lake.
Oh my god!
Damn. Oh god! I was gonna say we missed the punchline, but I knew it was there. Pretty good.
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Don't bother trying to find any explanation for that, Tugs. Just
accept it.
Hail Stig.
So Melissa Lord for $5. Mando got them fans back, and now they're blowing it again. As a woman, I just want good stories. Will they bring back the EU after KK's gone? Thanks, Ryan. I don't know. Here's hoping.
Here's
I
hoping,
really,
but I highly doubt it.
yeah, I think that they've gone a little too far. They definitely won't bring it back and make it any sort of like, I don't think it'll be movies or anything like that. All I'm hoping for is for them to continue Legends under, like, keep doing Legends books.
Yeah,
But
why can't they keep both? I don't understand.
that's true.
Lady Low.
As soon as they got rid of the or decanonized the EU, I knew it was because they wanted to pull from it, and they didn't want to have people be like, oh, well, it's from this and it's from that, and it's because the section of the EU fandom was so small that they could afford to do that. Like tons and tons and tons of people have watched the movies, but not as many people have been keeping up with the EU, with the expanded universe. But yeah, so I knew that when they did that, that's what they were going to do, and it looks like they have been doing that. Oh my god.
Yeah, and I totally agree. We do have a super chat from our friend Drunk 3PO for $10. Steph has a great video on my channel. Go watch.
I swear.
And spamming his own channel, technically.
Hey, well, listen, for $10. But no, you guys should definitely go sub to Drunk 3PO. There's only 700 subs away from 10,000.
Yeah.
Nice job,
crazy. Pretty crazy. Got people like John Campia coming after him like a little bitch, things like that. So
weird week for a couple of us. Okay.
Campia is a little bitch. He is a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry.
But Steph did a video on Drunk's channel about Leslye Headland and about this female-centric thing. But, we aren't very happy about it because it seems like more of the same from Lucasfilm. But it sounds like Disney might not be very happy about it either. So I wanted to real quick go over this rumor that does come from this Walt Disney World forum, basically. Here it is. So this person posted, and there has been some leaks that have come out from this forum before. I don't know anything about this specific poster, but it says he's a well-known member of the forum. All right. I am usually the one explaining what's going on behind the scenes, but I could use a little help with this one. Keep in mind, this is Thursday in the afternoon Thursday, so probably morning Pacific time. I've got a friend in the know who says this morning Pacific time, both Bob Iger and Bob Chapek are unhappy with Lucasfilm, and there is faster than normal movement going on to get high-level meetings. What the heck is going on? I'm on the road, so I can't dig into this, but what could possibly be going on with Lucasfilm that would create a scurry when everyone is basically working from home? The term used was livid, but I just can't imagine what they could have possibly done. Now,
maybe the fact that this woman
made an announcement without it being approved.
Yeah, this woman who's supposedly writing this new female-centric series deleted 250 tweets.
Yeah.
Yep. And was Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant.
His personal assistant.
Yeah.
And she's such a valley girl that she can't speak in normal sentences.
Yeah, and it's going after white women at the top, like white women executives. And who's running Lucas?
But then kisses up to Kathleen Kennedy and calls her a queen. Girl, and queen.
Here's the
I wouldn't say kisses up. I would say licks up. But
here's the thing about that I kind of did a post about. With this whole assuming gender stupidity with this like group that they're pandering to, what if it's a man who identifies as a woman? Is he still considered like evil, like an evil white woman? Or what if
it's a trans? They'll then call it a trans-centric.
Or what if it's a woman who identifies? What if it's a woman who identifies as a man? Is she still evil? Or non-binary? Or gender?
Well, we've seen what happens to non-binary.
Yeah, gender fluid. I mean, are they still evil? Because you're assuming gender at that point. Because you're looking at the person and saying you're a white woman.
That's a good point.
Yeah. I bet you the show is gonna be centered on a trans-Doshan bounty hunter.
We're never gonna see this. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Well, and one of the things that's all coming out, and I see Mikey, thanks for chat for saying that someone else made a video calling this fake news. And it is a rumor, and everyone's calling it just that. First of all, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm getting like women's women's
tampon ads, man,
in my ads. So I don't know exactly why.
Soaks up spritzes all day.
Yeah, not sure exactly what's going on.
What is that?
Up to 12-hour leak protection, guys. It takes.
You know why?
Basically, if Ryan
because when you hear stuff like this, you just bang your head so hard against the wall that you bust your nose that you just gotta plug it.
The question about that 12-hour leak protection is if Ryan laughs and pees a little bit while he laughs, then he has that protection.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, is that what that's for? Is that for pee?
Yeah, pretty much is.
There's a lot of things that could be leaking out of people. I don't know exactly what it's for.
Women.
We are
bladder protection and there's leak protection and things like that. So yeah.
All right. That's enough of that. That's enough.
We are talking about
what's wrong, Rhino? Are the women on this panel making you uncomfortable?
No, I love women.
I take offense to that.
Well, I take offense to this woman-centric bullshit, and I'm a white heterosexual male that fucking deserves to be okay?
Fuck you, Disney.
Fuck off, Disney!
I really want to see that video.
That is why he's called Raging Rhino. I've never seen me act like that before.
I really want to see that video now. Someone do the Disney intro and just
I know, yeah.
I think I broke my headset.
I got my picture of you in a panda pouch. I mean, I keep saying panda in a ruse pouch. I got a picture of you in a ruse pouch.
Melissa for $2 says, I think her show's gone before it starts. Do you, Ryan? Well, maybe. And that's kind of what a lot of these rumors are suggesting. So a lot of people are saying that now, based on the reaction to this, and someone says, hey, maybe the fact that they're mad is because this report of this alternate timeline female-centric Star Wars series by Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant. And he responds, yeah, you beat me to it. Apparently, the goobers at Lucasfilm hired Harvey Weinstein's former personal assistant who comes with significant PR baggage, potential legal baggage, and did so without consulting Disney or their legal department. Makes sense now. I couldn't figure out how they could even screw it up from home, but they found a way. And what a lot of people are saying is now they think that this leak may have come not from Disney or anyone inside Lucasfilm necessarily, but maybe it was Leslye Headland's camp, which is why she was so quick to delete all those tweets when she knew the article was coming out. And why the idea that the only thing anyone knew about it was the fact that it was female-centric. Because even as stupid as fucking Disney and as stupid as Lucasfilm is that really something that they would come out and say? You know what I mean? Is that really the way that they would put it out there if they were to put it out there to Variety or whoever else? Doesn't sound like something they'd be doing right now at a point in time where they're canceling a lot of things and Disney's hurting financially. Just seems like a silly PR move, especially with the fact that Bob Iger is fucking named and Walt Disney is named in this Harvey Weinstein civil suit. Yep. Seems strange. So what do you guys think about that? So I haven't heard from Stieg in a while, other than a Ricky Lake joke.
I think this woman is a twat. She should never be near Star Wars.
No.
That's pretty much it. I think, given that she has legal baggage, though, I think this thing might not happen. Especially if the Harvey stuff blows up as well. So
I agree with what Midnight's Edge said on their video in regards to this was a ploy put out there by KK to make sure that this will get made no matter whether or not it's approved or not, because if Bob Iger now comes out and pulls it, he's going to look bad because it's female-centric. It's such a... KK is a snake. She's a bitch. She's a fucking evil fucking person. She's worse than the Emperor.
Yeah, I can see them doing that type of, or I can see her and Leslye pulling that type of maneuver behind the scenes.
Fucking knows. The way she talks about men and stuff like that, it's just so disgusting. So disgusting. Yeah, for sure. But I can see them planning it behind the scenes, which is why she deleted those tweets beforehand, before it came out, which is fucking stupid. It's ridiculously idiotic how she deleted those tweets like the night before the article came out. Like,
Yeah.
That is so
She knew
planned.
exactly.
That is
Exactly.
so planned. She knew that it was going to come out.
So she knew about it.
She knew it. She knew that it was going to come out. She knew that it was leaked or that it was going to come out. And I totally agree with, I think it was Midnight's Edge who said that the exclusive leak did kind of sound like a press release.
It did. Yeah. They brought it out specifically like that so that it would look all official and everything, so that people would talk about it. And again, now that the Bobs are livid about it, if they come out and go, no, what the fuck are you doing? We're pulling this. We're going to do a press release saying it was all a rumor. It's not real, blah, 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 blah. Now you're going to have all those feminists out there and everything that's like, oh, yeah, we're going to get a female-centric fucking, all that crap. And they're now going to be like, as soon as Bob pulls it, they're going to be like, oh, Bob is an evil, toxic white male that pulls female-centric stuff from, this was going to.
But here's the thing.
It's so bad.
I'm not a fan of Bob Iger, but in this case, I kind of feel sorry for him because if this was done behind his back, which I would firmly believe it was, now he's backed into a corner by Kathleen Kennedy and this woman to the point where it's like he has to risk angering the customer base, the quote-unquote customer base that they've been pandering to, while alienating the rest of us who have basically kept that franchise alive for years. And it's just, okay, I kind of feel sorry for you, but at the same time, it's like you kind of made your bed, now lie in it.
Yeah,
I totally agree with that. But here's the thing. Is he really in a tough spot? Because I think that he could kind of spin it in a way that would actually make the feminists look a little bit bad if they were to get mad. Because if he spun it like, hey, we have to maybe push her out of the way. We're going to hire someone else for the show, but just not this person because of the fact that she was involved with Harvey Weinstein, and we don't really want that type of a person to work for our company. And if they get all up in arms about that, they would look bad because of the fact that Harvey Weinstein.
The thing is, with these people, they're still going to get mad no matter what because she's queer. So if they were,
she's got that card to pull out, basically.
Yeah, she has that card to pull out. So I'm saying it's.
And she always pulls it too. With that stupid Variety interview, and it was like going downhill. Like she was just like,
she's lesbian. She doesn't pull it.
And I'm gay. I was just like, good Lord.
No, she's lesbian. She doesn't pull it.
But I'm saying they're going to find something to be mad about, even if they do look bad, they're not going to care because
that's fine. They can be mad, but that section of people that would be mad, I think, would probably be very small, as opposed to the people who would support that decision, just because of the fact that they would be pulling. We're going to eliminate her because of Harvey Weinstein. They cancel people for a tweet. An old tweet from like 5 years ago or 6 years ago, 10 years ago, they've canceled people for less. And the fact that she was involved with, not really involved, but I mean, she comes with that kind of baggage is.
Of course she does. She deleted 250 of them. So we couldn't go back and go, look what you did. Look what you said.
Yeah,
we don't know if those were the ones that were deleted. We don't know if those specific tweets were the ones that were deleted on Wednesday, or if
are they the ones that Jeremy mentioned in his video?
I believe the one he made, the ones where she's talking about her play or whatever, the Harvey Weinstein play. Yeah, we know those are deleted. We just don't know when those were deleted because who knows what kind of attention that got in from whom.
The behavior of Johnny Depp people. What?
They fired Johnny Depp for less.
Yeah. I'm saying, they fired Johnny Depp for less. I'm just saying that she has the sexuality card that she can pull, and from my experience watching,
but they're not going to be firing her for her sexuality. That's the thing.
No, but I'm saying it's like the thing is with these people, we're trying to think of this rationally, how like Bob Iger can go about this rationally, and these people that they've been pandering to for so many years do not think rationally. So that you're going to have the mentality of eating their own because even if they're not quote unquote firing her, but moving her to another project, there's going to be a subset that's going to be upset because she is queer representation in Lucasfilm's Star Wars. She would have been bringing that sort of diversity to Star Wars. So we're trying to say this, like, he could make this move, and I agree with you. He could do that move. It would be a rational move. It would be a smart move. But these people are not rational at all.
That's true.
So they're going to get upset. One way or another, they're going to get upset. They might not be the biggest majority in the triggered crowd, but they're going to be vocal about it.
Well, we know that even
they have the media on their side.
Yeah. So Bob Iger says, while I kind of feel sorry for him that he's been put into this position, he made his bed by catering to this demographic, thinking that, like, going along with Kathleen Kennedy, thinking they had to bring in new fans, which ultimately I do agree with, because to make a franchise survive, you had to bring in new fans. But at the same time, you don't do that by alienating the old ones. You don't call the old fans who are criticizing your films man babies, sexist, racist. You don't allow that to happen under your watch. And he allowed that to happen under his watch.
And that's unfortunate. That really is unfortunate, because I think the older fans would have supported no matter what. But they kind of pushed us aside. And so now we do nothing but criticize.
Yeah, that's true. And there's still gonna be a section of people that you can slap Star Wars on a banana and they'll buy it just because it says Star Wars. Like it doesn't matter what it is. It says Star Wars. They just want to participate in it, and that's always, to a certain extent, that's going to be there for a very long time, even as they continue to drive it against the ground. But what'd you say, Steph?
I didn't say anything.
But I agree that it's going to be a loud crowd if they do fire her for this, and it's going to be a lot of blue check marks and things like that. So although I think the majority of people will be on their side if they feel fired, if they just don't go ahead with making the project. This thing's just in development, right? Like, that's all we know is one fucking thing. She's been tapped to run this series. We know a lot of series that have come and gone at Lucasfilm. We know there used to be an Obi-Wan Kenobi movie. We know there used to be a Boba Fett movie. Rian Johnson used to have a trilogy he was supposed to do at some fucking point in time. There's a lot of things.
I think they're still talking about the Cassian Andor series. That would never happen.
Right, exactly. So we know that just because this is announced doesn't mean it'll ever happen. It might be an easy way. Let me hit a couple of these super chats. Andreas Rembrandt for Swedish krones, I think, $20. Yeah, I know that makes Stieg uncomfortable because it's a Swede. Do they protect against aneurysms from bad series? I believe he's talking about the pads that we saw on my advertisement. I wish they did. I would immediately buy them because we have too many of those going on right now. I just saw this. Trey Courtney says, "Fuck this troll-looking bitch." Deep thoughts from Trey. I like it.
But that, in all fairness, that's an insult to trolls.
Oof. The Price is Right review for $5. The red pilling of men is through the roof with this woman. This misandry in Hollywood and society in general is going to come to a head at some point, in your opinion. Well, I think that eventually look at that.
Fuck off.
That is perfect.
I have a bit of news for the whole panel. Ryan, if you can go to Lyndon Hall's Twitter page, he's made us something.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It's a glorious video.
Am I tagged?
Oh yes! All right, good. Yeah, I can't wait to see this. I'm
gonna get fucking copyrighted, I think.
Oh no! Did he do it?
He did. Yeah, he did it. He did it.
Oh my god!
This is exactly what I wanted. I gotta pause it. We can't play all 20 seconds of this. Or we'll get fucking...
I can't wait! I'm so excited.
Oh, I missed this though on all of this. So
I know, right?
Look at how perfect and glorious this is.
Back when Disney was so good.
Yeah.
Fuck off, Disney.
Oh, yes!
Oh my god!
Yes, Lyndon! Hail, Lyndon! Boom. That's fantastic.
There it is.
Oh my god.
All you have to
Thank
do
you.
is ask. All you have to do is ask. And Lyndon gets it done just
Thank
like
you.
that. There's a couple super chats going on down here. Look at this.
Yeah, I made it rain, bitches.
Nice.
I made it rain.
Raging Rhino Australian at $2.99. Make it rain, bitches. Hail chat. Is that an umbrella?
It is. Umbrella with rain.
Hell yeah.
And here comes my change, man. My 99 cents. Still fucking.
I'm dodging it, but I want to pick up the quarters.
Ryan's that where he dodges the money because it's too little, but then afterwards you see him crawling around the club.
Oh, there's no doubt. I just don't want to get bruised. I don't want anybody asking where the bruises came from. And then Raging Rhino throws $1 at me and another $1. The Geek Blend throws $1. Thank you guys so much. Geek Blend with another $1. See, I'll take $1. Those are softer. They don't leave bruises for me to explain to the bouncers.
Well, our dollars over here are still coins. They're not notes. So it's still right.
Oh, damn. Fatal J, $2. Just says too much Pornhub. And you can tell that Fatal has just partaken because normally Fatal would be all caps. You say, Ryan, too much Pornhub. But no, it's not all like that. So go ahead, Steve.
It's almost like he's had a stroke, isn't it?
It does seem that way. Yes. I like the phrasing as well. I like the phrasing. And then Geek Blend with another $1. So thank you so much, guys. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. It's feeling like a strip club in here.
Man, the Geek Blend sent like $10 in $1 super chats.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's making it rain for sure.
He really is. Damn, Geek Blend. Holy shit. Boom. That is freaking awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Ryan's become a stripper. I hope you guys are happy, says Nathan.
What's the next logical step? First it was Twitch thought, now is just the next step.
It says Rhino, look at the Discord in the Geek Blend. So
yeah, no, so that was all that was that kangaroo one.
Awesome.
Oh my god.
Damn.
Oh my god.
And then AFK Bar says dance for $10. Well, I mean, what do you want me to dance to? I need some kind of music. I mean, it's $10. Oh, look at Raging Rhino. Oh, and he's got a little thing. I mean,
I'm in a kangaroo onesie.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. That's
I
awesome.
almost got that one. It comes with a removable baby, a Joey. It comes with a removable Joey.
I'm gonna have to get one of those. Come on to one of your onesie streams. Yes, oh my god! There you go, Ryan. There's me with.
Oh, is that Apollo?
Yeah.
Oh.
Jesus, Apollo.
He's such an artist.
It's Apollo. Of course, it's Apollo.
Dance however you feel like, Ryan.
God, well, I mean,
the shoulder shake.
I could do a little shimmy.
Do the
for you guys. Do a little
sprinkler.
shimmy. The sprinkler. Like, is that the sprinkler? Well,
I mean, like the same time. It looked perfect.
Well, and so I just got taken over by the moment the other day. When I won Mario Kart. I was stoked, and then I heard the music and I just started moving to it because I had to. So
that was perfect timing. I don't know who threw that music in here, but well done.
It was good.
It was awesome. So thank you, AFK Bard. You'll have to tell me later if that was satisfactory for the dance. If you got what you paid for, let me know. I appreciate you. Biggles Metz says when you don't tip Ryan, he will jump out of your cake for full price. Says Biggles. God, cake sounds good.
I'd like
cake
to see
sounds
Ryan
good.
jump out of the cake. That'd be fun.
Ooh, I would like to as well. That'd be fun. Jerron Jones throws $1. Thank you. Geek Blend with $5. Holy shit. Thank you. Geek
and then
Blend.
Subhuman's just got to outdo me like he always does.
Yeah. He always does.
Always.
Whoa.
He's so generous. He's a great guy. He's so generous.
Yeah.
Everybody is very, very, very generous.
With all this money, and can you hire me, please?
Yes. So the Geek Blend, I really shout out to Geek Blend with all those $1 and the $5 super chat. Thank you, man. I appreciate you. And then Subhuman, $50. This is how you make it rain. Subhuman,
Fuck
just
you.
everyone who was getting a dance at some point in the chat or at some point in the room, they all got abandoned, and all the women flocked to Subhuman with throwing out all of that money. So damn, man, thank you so much, Subhuman. I appreciate your support over here on Twitch, on everything. So thank you so much. $50 freaking dollars. Awesome.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Did I really make sprinkler sound effects? I don't remember.
I don't know. Rhino did.
I think I probably did. God, that's been so like. When's the last time you saw a sprinkler like that? But that's still how everyone refers to it, like an actual sprinkler that someone puts out in the yard like that.
Yeah. They're very rare nowadays. Well, nowadays, you don't have any freaking grass yards anyway, so it's like.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you live in Vegas, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no grass there.
Alphamar Doritos says, Ryan, you can buy a car with all this super chat. I could buy a couple like really nice model cars or something. That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, some Hot Wheels cars.
You get yourself a Batmobile.
Get some EU books.
Ooh, get the Lego one.
Lego one. I like the Hasbro.
Lego Batmobile.
So
Ryan, are you gonna do that?
What's that?
Are you gonna do the Lego stop motion?
Yeah. I want to get the Tumbler because I've wanted to get that for ages, and I want to get the original '89 Batmobile. But I'm gonna get some more Star Wars stuff, and I want to do a time lapse. But then also, anyway, I want to cut it up and have a bit of commentary in between, and just build these things. They're fucking awesome.
Yeah, they are. You're supposed to mail like 3 of them to me.
Yeah, that's true.
God, look at that. That's fucking sick, dude. That's what she said. Yeah, I miss all my Star Wars Legos. I wish I still had them, but they're all at my mom's house, and they're probably thrown away now. But Sith Lord for the 420 with the super chat for the awesome panel, and Ryan. Well, thank you, Sith Lord. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. No problem. Let me type this. And also, thank you guys for all the support today. We've had a lot of people here. I know there's a lot of other options on a Sunday, but just the fact that you guys are here is freaking awesome.
Sunday? It's fucking Monday. Get it right.
No, it's Sunday. How does it
fucking Monday? 10:30 in the morning, Monday. I took the day off work so I could be here.
Wait, so you're in the future? Are we
Yeah.
Out of quarantine yet? In the future?
I never ended up in quarantine.
Me neither. I just want things open. I want my bar open.
No. Apollo Patriot, green Twi'lek women, not blue Twi'lek women.
Well, I just saw this. What is this? $100 super chat, and Ryan will twerk in his Batman mask. Oh my god.
Ooh.
He'll go backwards. He'll go full backwards on his chair like this.
Oh, Rhino will do it for free. Look at that.
God.
Oh wow.
Rhino's just going for it. He's like, I'm not monetized yet. I'll do it.
I don't give a fuck, bitches.
Are you sure it's a Monday? It doesn't seem like it's a Monday for you. It doesn't seem like a Monday.
10:30.
It's a Monday here as well.
What time have you got, Stig?
2:30 a.m.
Ooh, jeez.
Dang, Stig's always staying up late for us over here in
I'm loyal.
America.
Yeah.
Wait, what time is it in Aussie? In Australia?
It's 10:30 in the morning. Monday morning.
That's so crazy to me.
You should have heard him. He was like, oh, it's so early. And I'm like, what time is there? He's like 8:30. So Buttermilk Jones for $4.99 says, does Lucasfilm think Baby Yoda will carry the franchise on his back moving forward? Isn't he the only thing some people like in the Disney franchise?
Yes, that and Ahsoka. They think Baby Yoda and Ahsoka are the two characters that are going to carry the Disney franchise, and it's fucking stupid.
Oh, and they're going to combine them because in The Mandalorian, they're looking for Jedi now, right, to help with Baby Yoda. And Ahsoka is going to be in it, so now she's going to be a single mom. Mark my word.
Throughout the Clone Wars, Rebels, some of Ahsoka's main plot revolves around kids of the Force. You know, she goes on that massive thing where she, you know, the younglings get their crystals. She ends up helping the 3 ones in the Rebels from the Inquisitors. Like, she's always had this youngling centric story arc that revolves around her, and I just think that they're going to, like you're saying, mesh the two together, and it's going to just fuck everything even more.
Yeah, think about what happened.
She's just lost it.
She's laughing.
Yeah.
I think it's.
Are you laughing at what Lyndon is saying?
Yeah.
Oh, Alinity. Yeah. Go full Alinity. Throw your cat and get your tits out of the same time.
Hey, Charles, come here.
And then only Charles
or Eric. Eric, come here. Stop just looking at me and actually fucking move. They're just looking at me.
That's what cats do when you call them. They just fucking look at you. Cats don't give a fuck.
My cats love it when I call them.
Charles. Come here, you little dick.
Come here, Charles. They're laughing at you. Are you going to let that happen?
Wally.
We're about to see him just toss him over.
No, he just laid back down. No, fuck you. You piece of shit. Hang on.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Rogue's coming off. Rogue's coming off to beat the shit out of this cat.
Oh, look how beautiful.
Don't run away.
He's like, I know what's coming.
Charles.
Oh, look at those eyes.
Say hello.
Hi, Charles.
No.
Yo, cat, can you hear us?
No, he can't hear you.
Alinity is a lightweight. You want to go full Amaranth and show the no-no square.
The no-no square. Fuck, that was funny.
You know, fucking Alinity only got banned for 24 hours.
Yeah, and now she's putting herself on.
Is that the one that flashed the boob?
Yeah.
Yeah, and she had to beg for it too.
But she didn't even get banned for throwing her cat, right?
No.
She didn't get banned at all for that, right? Yeah.
Did she throw a cat?
Yeah, that's why they said that.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Well, and to
What
be
a fucking bitch.
Yeah, it was, and she fed. I'm pretty sure she fed alcohol to it too.
Yeah, she fed.
Yeah. Everyone, aw, cute cat. Ryan, yo, cat. Can you fucking hear me or what?
I don't even talk to cats. Why bother?
I talk to my cats. They talk back.
Do they?
Yep.
That's how he gets his ideas for his videos.
Yeah.
The cat's just like, Star Wars theories are shell.
Yeah.
And then Rhino makes a video.
Your cats talk to you, Rhino. Yeah. Remember our conversation the other day? Our long conversation.
Yeah.
Oh, the vodka. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Runner says he can't see Lindenhall's post because of sensitive content. Fucking bullshit. I need to age. Yeah. Get older.
Hurry up and grow up.
Yeah.
It's like the movie Big.
But I do think we're at the 2-hour mark, guys. We have so many people, so many fucking people here in the chat. 163 people watching us fuck around, which has been awesome.
You got lucky.
You guys.
You didn't have to twerk.
Well, the challenge is out there. I didn't challenge it, but one of my mods did. $100 super chat, and I would twerk with the Batfleck mask on. Jesus. But we are gonna wrap it up. We're gonna let everybody pimp their channels or pimp whatever they want to, and pimp your ride. Yeah, pimp your ride. That works too. Raging Rhino, first time on the channel, buddy.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, tell people what you're all about if they haven't heard about you.
Raging Rhino here. As you can see, I'm a bit of a fool. Like to make fun of myself But no, my channel's all pretty much Star Wars based at the moment. I do want to sort of branch off and do a couple of other little things in regards to DC and Marvel and stuff like that. But mainly at the moment, it's Star Wars. After this stream, I'm actually going back on with Lost Jedi and the Geek Blend, and we're going to do a little bit of an EFAP style rundown of that dickhead that gave Jeremy shit last year in like November. He did a half an hour video saying how he's the biggest hater out of all of them.
Oh, I remember that guy. Yeah.
So I haven't watched it. I've never seen the half an hour video. So it's going to be a bit, and that's in about 20 minutes. We're starting that. So that's on the Geek Blends channel. So come over and join us there if you're interested in seeing us have a bit of a laugh and have a bit of fun with that. Yeah. Come and sub to me at Raging Rhino and on Twitter at Rhino Raging.
There you go. Absolutely.
And thank you for having me.
Yeah, and I don't know if here I have your link right here. Boom, boom. That is Raging Rhino. Make sure you guys subscribe to his channel.
I'm sorry. I'll put in links.
I know. I totally forgot. I'm like,
my bad. I'll do it.
I gotcha. No worries. I can do one. I can do a little bit of work on my own channel. I can do it. Apollo saying $100 blue Twi'lek women are yours. He's claiming them.
All right.
Tyler said, just got here. Will you leave the replay on your channel? So I unlist my streams. I don't private them though, so the link still works. You can go look in your YouTube history, or you can look on Twitter for a link or something like that. So if you are watching it now, you can just go back and look at your YouTube history, and you'll be able to find it again. Because I don't private them or anything. I just unlist them. Damn, look at this. Subhuman.
We're not worthy.
$50 super chat. Dude, found this laying around, giving it to you. Hail to you, sir. Subhuman, you are the freaking man. So generous, so supportive of everybody in this community. Hail to you, kind sir. Appreciate you, Subhuman 84. You're the best. You are the best. God, yeah. So a lot, yeah. Now Becky's saying, "Oh, you get to dance now."
No, that was only a $50 one. Unless you want to combine.
If you put it with the other 50, then it is the hunch. Go on, get that twerking ass up.
It is. Well, yeah, I feel like we should do that. I feel like I owe it.
All right. Yeah, I'll make a deal with you. Hang on. Let's. You get your mask on.
He's gonna get his Vader mask on.
I have a bad feeling about this.
I don't. I'm excited.
I'm not.
Now see, my stipulation was $100 after like all those super chats.
No, you didn't know.
That was the stipulation.
I'll do it with you.
Oh,
but I feel like
the dark side.
Oh my god! Everybody's like, I'm so excited.
I feel like $100 from one person should qualify.
Yeah, that qualifies.
I think that's only fair. Give me.
Come on, we're ready to twerk.
Well, hold on.
Yeah.
Give me.
I really want to do it now.
Give me a second.
Rhino is like so excited.
I'll be right back. Give me a second. Hold on.
Ryan has to practice. He's like, let me make sure I do this right.
I can't wait to see what he does with this right.
By the way, I can't twerk for shit.
It's okay.
Yeah.
Just don't
try.
Rhino, you said you were going to be on the Geek Blends channel later, right?
Yeah, in about 20 minutes, I think.
All right, so I'm going to put the Geek Blends channel in the chat then.
Yeah, thank you.
We can rule the galaxy.
Ryan, where are you?
I'm right here. Sorry. All right.
Are you going to do this?
He was practicing.
Oh, my Lord, Apollo. He's like, I'm ready to make this meme.
On.
Yeah.
God. Yeah, I was putting pants on. So what are we're just gonna get on the chair. We're gonna get on the chair and do it.
Yeah.
Please don't hurt yourself. All right. Oh my God. I feel like we should.
Oh my God.
Come on.
I feel like I don't want to be here for this.
By myself.
Oh my God. Woo! I'm like super super uncomfortable right now.
Okay, well, you put that in the chat stuff, so this is.
I know, and I'm totally regretting it now.
It doesn't work. It doesn't work the same without music.
Well, also,
if you're
there's not
gonna
a very
meme
good
it,
angle.
meme it with some good
Lyndon will
music.
take care of that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He'll take care of that.
I mean, Lyndon is in the chat. He'll take care of that.
Lyndon, oh shit, I got it.
Put some good music with it, Lyndon. Good music.
Yeah.
I got to go back and watch.
Maybe I shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Jan is here. Oh my god.
I'm kind of rethinking my life.
Here's the context, Ron. Let me tell you what happened.
That's okay.
Let me tell you what happened, okay? Just like I brought.
Run, John, run.
Oh my god, my thingy moved. Oh my god. Just like I brought the money with Drunk's onesie stream, I ended up bringing some money to Ryan by offering to have him twerk for the chat if they threw him $100.
It was fun.
And one person threw him $100.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. So
and I thought I'd make it easier and take a little bit of the attention off just him and put some on me.
Yes.
Well, I do appreciate that.
And he had to do it in his little Batman mask. And so he wasn't alone. Rhino put on his Vader mask, and together they twerked for us.
So that's what you walked to.
That's my
never
price.
Never to be seen again. Never to be
no one
seen
will ever
again.
see that. No one will ever see that ever
Except
again.
for the clip. Except for the clip.
Yeah.
No,
Andreas recommends the Witcher song. I'm guessing he means toss a coin to your Witcher.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
To your strippers.
You gotta earn super chats.
Yeah.
Oh God, I just rewatched it. Oh my God.
I don't want to rewatch it.
What have I done?
Oh man, I hope Fatal J's still in here too.
Fatal. Fatal, did you see that?
What have I done?
I started this stream with 200 subs. I think I got 10 left.
Yeah, Brianna.
Brianna says Jeremy's about to retweet this. Yeah, I'm sure. Bobby says he'll do it naked. Damn. You ain't gonna last on YouTube very long, unfortunately. But that is very bold of you, sir.
Yeah. Very bold indeed.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that being said, let's continue on. Stieg, why don't you tell people where they can find you?
Well, you can do the ladies first, you know. Have to be a gentleman. Let the ladies go first.
Okay.
I get outdone again.
Raising Rhino under the bus.
Yeah. Fuck. I get outdone making it rain in the chat. Thanks, Subhuman. And then I get told to, you know, say goodbye first. And then Stig goes, "Oh, let the ladies go first." I can't do anything right.
Well, all right. So let's go ahead with Mara. Mara, tell everyone where to find you.
Okay. I go by Mara Jade. My YouTube channel is Jade Shadow. Primarily, I will on occasion talk about Star Wars, but I've been primarily focusing on DC, pop culture, social commentaries for the time being. Although I will pop in on occasionally for the EU book clubs, because I do like talking about Star Wars, just I want to talk about something that actually makes me happy and not pissed off all the time. But so if you want to check out my channel, that's how you find me. You can also find me on Twitter under OG Mara Jade, and I've basically had an aneurysm the entire day because now apparently orcs are racist, Tolkien is racist, and yeah, pretty much.
What?
Yeah, orcs are racist because there's racial.
My fist through the screen.
Yeah, there are racial undertones because I guess like to them they're reading into it that they are representative of minorities, and I'm like, oh Jesus Christ.
What?
Well, and this is specifically in Dungeons and Dragons, like in the D&D rulebook. And the thing is, the whole purpose behind different races in D&D is to have different types of characters that you can play with, different advantages and disadvantages. The entire point is that. So if you're not going to make any difference between them, you get to just choose what, like, And it's getting, ironically, a lot like gender, where you can just choose. They want you to be able to just choose whatever you want instead of having to adhere to a certain race or something like that. That makes sense.
Yeah, but these people are reading into it that there's like their dog whistle racism, as they call it, pretty much, in this description of orcs. And I'm like, where have you? Okay, first off, that term has been around for centuries. It's from like what, Old English, Middle English, that name in itself. So it's like now all of a sudden it's racist.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden Tolkien is racist again because he used orcs in his books.
Of course. Yeah. He's dead. He can't defend himself.
Yeah.
Sounds orchestrated.
So yeah.
All right.
That's where you can find me.
Yeah, make sure you guys go give her a follow and give her some watch time so she can get monetized. And then Tugs, who pulls up her cat right there. Tugs, tell everybody where you usually hang out.
I'm on Twitter. That's on life. And I also run the Park Hoppin' Twitter for Geeks and Gamers. So go subscribe to that, please, as well. Thank you so much.
Do it.
Huh?
I said, do it. Support Park Hoppin'.
Park Hoppin'.
Right. And Steph, where can everyone find you other than Drunk 3PO Worldwide Network?
You can find me here on YouTube, right here. Am I pointing at it right? I'm not on the right. Okay, right here, My Nerdy Home. You can also find me on Instagram and Twitter. Same handle, My Nerdy Home.
There you go. And make sure you put yourself in the chat too, since you've been putting everyone else in there.
Yeah.
That's true. So, and Steph's also always hanging around on Twitch as well. She's an awesome mod for me over on Twitch. Gets people to tip me over there as well with some creative ideas. So thank you, Steph. I appreciate it. And I guess we'll go back to the gentleman himself, Steve Kenobi.
Oh, just a tiny YouTube channel. No need to sub to it at all. It's just a bunch of weird retro videos and some funny ones. But
so basically, don't sub to him.
Yeah.
But tomorrow I'm gonna be on Sporking News channel talking about our expectations for the next Game of Thrones book with Sporking himself and Christy, and apparently that nerd erotic fellow is going to be on as well.
That's cool.
That's gonna be fun.
I'm still just waiting for a release date on that book.
Never. He's not going to do it.
It's close to finish now.
Yeah, he's been saying that for like 5 years.
Yeah,
I believe it.
I know.
I'll believe it when it's physically in my hands.
Better do it before he dies.
And even then, I'm still going to be like, this is not the real thing. This is not.
To answer Alformo's question about how much watch time is left, right now I have 1,551 hours left.
So basically, find one of Mara's old streams, click play, turn the volume down, and let it run in the background.
What you do is
or sit there and actually watch it if you feel like it.
Yeah, you go to the channel and you go to play all.
Boom.
I did that for a whole day. I gave it about.
I keep promising that
15 hours.
It's like Lethal backed me into a corner by saying that I would get a tattoo. So I'm like, okay, fine, get me monetized. I'll give me money and I'll get another tattoo.
Not on your forehead.
I was gonna say, what does Lethal want? Damage.
Yeah, he wants damage on his forehead, and
It was a mistake for Jared Leto. Let's not make the same mistake for Mara.
Yeah, I know. I said not the face, not the face. Although the picture you did, where you put my face on Wonder Woman, Steph, where you put his little avatar there, and I'm like, oh my god, it's actually a cute tattoo.
I know, that was really cute.
I just want your entire back covered, Mara, with just Lethal's face when he saw that moth or whatever. Just like,
that would tie back with that bitch Carol Baskins on the back.
Exactly. So thank you guys so much. I will be doing a little hangout for my patrons and channel members in Discord after. If you do not yet have access to the Discord as a member, please let me know so I can get your tiers set and everything. Actually, I should probably get the link to the Discord and put that out.
I got it.
Oh, thank you, Steph, because Steph's awesome. Again, just DM me on Twitter or on Discord if I haven't set you as a member or a patron in there. I want to give a shout out to my awesome patrons without who I couldn't do as much as I can over on YouTube and on Twitch, and also to my channel members as well. So thank you to Teresa Martin, George, Big, Dick, Lucas, Lost Jedi 22, Culture Casino, our newest top tier patron, Biggles Metz, who's in here for a long time, the unofficial hype man for RK Outpost, Biggles Metz, Mexican Iron Man, Neo Valentine, and D Larkin, Trace XL, The Geek Blend, Daniel Himes, what an ass, what a bitch, what a contagious coronavirus cuck, Rosetta Allen, Bionic Belly Button, RC from the NYC, Riff Magos, Thick Karen, AFK Bard, RR, My Nerdy Home, Lethal Lightning, Optimus Prune, Raging Rhino, Seth Saunders, Alex McCarthy, Trev Fishbean, Geeky Candy, Wesley Semple, Mark Steven, and another new patron, Tyler Machado. Thanks to everybody. And also, let me shout out my channel members, Larry, Teresa Martin, Culture Casino. A lot of you guys are doubles because you're such freaking incredible supporters. My Nerdy Home, Becky Browerin, Lost Jedi 22, Subhuman 84, who's the one that made me twerk today, The Geek Blend, John Forge, Biggles Metz, and Space Windu. You guys are awesome. I appreciate the hell out of you. About 15 minutes, I'll be doing that patron hangout over in Discord. Thank you to my wonderful guests. You guys made it an awesome show today for sure. Everyone was really excited to have everybody here. So thank you. I agree. Read the expanded universe. And thank you, chat, for all the support, all the super chats, all the likes, all the shares. You guys are killing it. So thank you. Have a good one, and we'll talk to you later.